Flosstube. My name is Sarah. My channel is Handmade by Sarah W, and this is video number 61. Thank you for joining me today. I have a lot of cross stitch to share and just other stitchy related things to tell you about that I've been up to, and I can't wait to share with you what I've been up to for the past 2 weeks. So just a quick introduction. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. My channel is Handmade by Sarah W, and I typically post every other week on Sundays unless something happens and gets in the way, but typically I'm pretty good on that schedule. And I mostly talk about cross stitch, so I hope that you see something you like and consider subscribing. This community just brings me so much joy and happiness, whether I'm talking to you here on Instagram, at my LNS, with friends. I just love to talk about cross stitch, and I love to cross stitch. So thank you for allowing me to come back and share what I've been working on. I hope you like it. And before I get into the stitching, I'll just kind of tell you what I've been up to for the past couple of weeks. I've had a great couple of weeks. I feel so happy when it's fall. And even though I do live in Alabama and it's still kind of hot here, I'm finally feeling it. I'm feeling the fall. I've been wearing sweatshirts. The nights have been getting down to like 69, 68. Oh my gosh, it has felt so good outside, and I love to wear sweatshirts, and this is just my favorite time of year. So I love all the colors. I love pumpkins. I just love fall stitching, and you're about to see a lot of it. But I love Halloween. I love Thanksgiving. I just really love this time of year. I love how I feel. I love the changing of the weather. We're about to kick off to holiday season. I just love it so much. So I also really love going to the beach in the fall. So I just went on a beach trip, had the best time. I did get to visit the LNS down there, which is Creative Needle Arts. And I always try to stop in there and pick up something. And I had a great time in there. And then, let's see what else. Oh, so my LNS, I love being able to say that. I have one so close. It's just brought me so much joy. So, Stitckwork Design Co. is in Birmingham, Alabama, and that is local to me. And so once a month there is a stitch night, and sometimes I don't get to go to it. I did get to go this time, and I had the best time. It's just so fun to be around, other stitchers. I saw old friends, new friends. I kitted up a project. It's just so fun to be there in person, see the colors, make plans, talk with friends, get some stitching in, whatever. So I had a blast going to that. And if you haven't been able to visit that shop yet, and you are coming through this way, or if you live anywhere close, I suggest you make a trip there. It is really close to the Summit Mall, so if you have a family that's with you and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to, make them sit with me at the stitch shop, drop them off at the mall. It's a beautiful outdoor mall. There's lots of restaurants, shopping. It's a really nice mall. And then just down the hill is the stitch shop. So it is very convenient and right off the interstate, but it is the most beautiful and organized, bright, beautiful store, calm atmosphere. I've never felt overwhelmed in there thinking like, oh gosh, what? Because that happens to me sometimes when I get into a store that, where I feel a little crammed in there or something. Not that I don't love any needlework shop, I do, but sometimes it can make me feel a little overwhelmed, and I've never felt that in this shop ever. And I'm sorry if you don't live close to go to it, but check out her website. I'll link it below. It's a beautiful website. She has so much fabric there, and also for my Aida girls like me who like to stitch on Aida, She has a great selection of Veda, like really nice. So, and all, you know, flosses, whatever you need. So check her out. I'll put a link to her online shop below. And if you're ever coming through the area and are going to stop by, let me know. And if I'm able to make it out there, I would love to. So, all right, let's talk about the stitching. Oh, wait, one more thing. Do you see my shirt? It says Stitch. I made it. And if you see, it matches my little quilt here. It's the same Tilda fabric, sorry. I made one for my friend Sarah too, so you'll probably see her wearing hers, and we have our matching Stitch shirts. So I love it, and I hope Sarah does too. It was just her birthday, so she had a birthday start, and I'll be sharing that soon. Okay, so let's talk about, I have an FFO, one FFO, which is fully finished. So I've stitched it and I've fully finished it. I have a stitch finish. I have 2 new starts and 4 whips to show. So I'll go ahead and get into that. So my first FFO is called Nevermore by Lizzie Kate. And here it is. I finished it on a broom. Totally got this inspiration by someone online. I linked her when I posted this on Instagram. I linked her so you can go look at hers too. But when I saw her use this chart and finish it on a broom, I thought, I am going to do that. So then some of my friends were like, I want to do it too. Sarah and I both stitched these in one day. And it was just the quickest little stitch. It would be actually really cute as a pillow too. But it's super, super cute. And I stitched mine on, it's called Eek by Picture This Plus. And then I used a black silky floss. My fabric was 16 count. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned that. And so I used 1 strand of silky because it's about the thickness of 1.5 DMC strands. So I really like that coverage. I'll get in a little closer so you can see. But also on a Picture This Plus, you know, it measures a little smaller. So it was actually measuring like an 18. So, but I love this. I'll link the broom down below too. I just got it off of Amazon if you're interested. And I finished it with a quilt fabric and a rickrack on each side. So I love it. It's super cute. Very, very fast. Like I probably stitched and fully finished this in maybe an hour or 2, but that's probably stretching it. It was probably a lot quicker than that. It was very, very quick. Okay. Actually, I stitched it the day I was leaving to go to the beach, and but we weren't leaving for a little while, and I was like, well, I'm just going to start this. I planned on taking it with me. I ended up finishing it and then fully finishing it, so it just worked out that way. All right, let's talk about my stitch finish. Now, this is one that I've shown you before, and oh, and I don't think I mentioned, I did mention my friend Sarah, but I didn't tell you exactly who she is. So she also has a Flosstube, and it's Sarah's Stitchery, and her Instagram is Stitchy Sarah Reads. But if you're not new here, you know exactly who I'm talking about because I always mention her. We stitch a lot of things together. We also stitched this together, and this is Butternut House by Stacy Nash, Butternut House Pin Keep, but it is large. And I love it. I just love it. Oh my gosh. So I used a 16 count, but we know it's more like an 18. Picture This Plus in the color Tycho. I used all of the called for except for one. I switched out the gray color for I think 535 if I'm not mistaken. But everything else was the called for, and it was actually all DMC, so it was very easy to kit up, and I just love it. And I love how on the alphabet, when it gets to J, it says Jack. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Okay, and then next, okay, my new starts. So I started this with my friend Allie. Sorry, I'm like having to bend over a little bit because I had let my sister borrow my table. I normally have like a card table that I pull out for my videos, and I put it like right in front of me. But I let my sister borrow it. Oh, that's another thing we did. My niece had her birthday party. So anyway, she had borrowed my tables for her birthday party, and I have them, but they're in the garage. I forgot to ask my husband to bring it up. So I think that's what threw me when I came up to my craft room today and my table wasn't here. It just inspired me to do things in my craft room. I meant to come in and just sit down and start filming, but then I started doing other stuff, and I don't know. Sometimes I come in here and I can do exactly what I came in here to do. Other times I get so sidetracked, and that happened to me this morning. But I'm not mad about it because I was doing organizing, and I love to do that in here. So anyway, my next new start is by Plum Street, and it is called Autumn Tart. And I started this with my friend Allie. She actually gifted this to me it was either my birthday or Christmas. I feel like it was my birthday. I think it was my birthday. Yes, right? In July? One of the two. But we both have Bengal cats, and the cat in this pattern looks just like our cats. So I had never seen this chart before. I was so surprised and happy when I opened this package because I was like, oh my gosh, it's our cats. I have 2 Bengals and she has 1, and we are like obsessed with them. So this is my little start. Oh, and she also gave me the tin to finish it in, and I've never finished a stitch like that. In fact, this one here, she actually stitched this for me. We both have July birthdays, and is that not so cute? Honestly, every time I film videos, I look at this, like, and I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, tart. I think I said 10. Yes, it's a tart, 10 tart, whatever. But yes, she gifted me the tart also, so I really cannot wait to try my hand at finishing in a tart. But this is my start. We started it together a couple days ago, and about a week ago, I guess. Okay, so this is being stitched on a 20 count Fiber on a Whim affogato with the called for floss. I just love this palette so much. I love it. So cute. Thank you, Allie. Okay. My next new start. Okay, everything else is gonna be fall, except for this one. Okay, this was a birthday start for my friend Sarah. She just had her birthday the other day, and she wanted to start Sally Spencer, which is a chart I have wanted to stitch ever since the first time I saw it. It was hard to get your hands on, and then Colorado Cross Stitcher recharted. She's been recharting the Birds of a Feather charts, and so as soon as that came out, we got it and have been waiting to start it, and this was the perfect time. So I do have this in a bag that I made, and you'll see the floss matches so good with it. This is that new Tilda line, so pretty. And then I'll show you my start on it. So we started it, but it was Thursday night, so I don't have the biggest start. It was literally 2 strands, but that's okay. Okay, I'm using all the called for floss, so you can see that. And this is my start. I'm doing this on a 16 count. I measured it, it's 18. Heroic by Picture This Plus, because I thought the reds and blues modeled would look really cool with the floss. So I love it. The red is so pretty. And yeah, I'm just so excited about it. I just really love this chart. So happy birthday, Sarah. Oh, and oh gosh, she has, you know what? I just remembered, I didn't even use the hashtag when I posted my start. Oh gosh, I will have to look that up. Sorry, Sarah, I can't remember. And I'll put it on here, what the hashtag is. But I think it's like Sally Spencer B-Day Sal or something like that. But we'll figure it out. Okay, the rest that I have to show are whips. So these are ones that I have shown before. And, okay, the first one, I started this last year. But this is Harvest Moon by Annie Bees. And it is so cute. Okay. Sorry, my thread is still hanging, but oh my gosh, look how much progress I've gotten since the last time I showed it. I don't think I had started the house fill-in. I don't think I had before my last video, and I've gotten all of that done. It's a lot of stitching. Oh, let me show the threads too. Wow, it's so pretty. I love this. I'm doing it on an 18 count fiber on a whim in the color Milk and Honey, using all the called for floss except for the white one is 712 DMC. Using one strand. I always use one strand. The only time I wouldn't is if it was a 14 count or a 16 count by any other brand other than Picture This Plus. But Picture This Plus, you know, it's just tighter, which I love because I can get, for some reason, sometimes 16 counts are more available than higher counts. And so I don't mind to buy the 16 because I know it's going to measure like an 18. So I feel like I have more options if I'll go to a 16. Okay, next up it's a Stacy Nash that Sarah and I are stitching, and it's called Blackwater Hollow. Let me move my needle. Okay, here's my progress. So I guess since the last time I showed you, I got the horse and then this whole bottom part done. Probably. Yeah, everything from like under the house down basically. And so I'm stitching this. I love this fabric. It's a 20 count fiber on a whim in the color Hazelwood, using all of the called for floss. So cute. Okay, and then next, so Sarah and I started this together. It's I don't know if you'd call it a mystery, because it's really not a mystery. I mean, we know what the whole chart looks like. It's just a stitch along that the parts come out in at different times. So it's a 4-part, I guess I could say it's a 4-part stitch along. And it's by Sprouting Lupin, and you can get it in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. 3 parts are out. Spring came first, then summer, then fall. So the only one that hasn't been released yet is the winter, so it'll come next. We started this together, and we are both using this is the called for color fabric. Mine's in an 18 count, but it's from Be Stitch Me, and it's called Into the Veil. And I have finished spring over here in summer. I just got a start on autumn the other day, and I've been color completing on this. It's been the best way for me to approach it. because it seems to go pretty fast if I do that. And so I just picked a color to start with, and it was that green, and I got everything done in that green for this autumn part. So I'm able to move. I color complete. Like, I talk about that a lot. But another thing that I don't know if I've said is I like to leave things where I feel like it's a good stopping point. So for me, I worked on this until I finished that color. That was a natural stopping point for me. On the Blackwater Hollow, I worked on that until I got that whole bottom outline done. To me, like, yes, the whole thing isn't finished, but that's a good, it just feels right to me to stop it there, and then I can move on to something else. So that's kind of how I rotate my projects. I don't have any kind of a schedule. The only thing I'd say I ever schedule is if I'm going to start something with someone. Or sometimes if I'm stitching with a friend, like last night, or a couple nights ago, I told Allie, like, I'm going to work on the cat. And, just to say, like, hey, I'm working on this. We're doing this together. Do you want to work on yours tonight? Or, with Sarah, sometimes we'll even talk about it earlier in the day, like, oh, I think I might pull out this today. Oh, yeah, me too. It's just fun, and it kind of keeps me rotating things and keeps me motivated. So that's just kind of how I do it. I don't really like any rules. I just kind of take day by day as it goes with my stitching on what I feel like that day. And then also I'm very driven by what I feel is a natural stopping point. So this is a good example I can tell you on this one. This is the last whip I have to show. So this is Halloween at Hollyberry Farm by Stacy Nash. This is one Sarah and I started together too. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so I'm doing this on an 18 count Seraphim Aida in Haunted, using all of the called for floss except for coal. I switched that out for it's called for Carriage Black, and I did coal instead. This was another example when I was at Stitckwork Design Co, and I was kitting this up, and when I pulled the Carriage Black, I really wanted a blue black, and it wasn't giving that to me in that moment. And so I picked the coal instead, and I'm happy with that choice. So this is another example, like I was telling you, about having that feeling of, okay, I can put this down now. Maybe doing a line like this line. Well, once I got to the end of that, okay, natural stopping point for me. So, or finish out the letters or whatever. And then I can put it away and focus on something else for a little while. I love touching a bunch of different projects, and I guess I get a sense of completion on these big ones when I do feel like I have come to a good stopping point on it. I'm trying to slowly do this border as I'm also working on other things. So I'm also working on summer at Hollyberry Farm and Christmas at Hollyberry Farm, but I haven't gotten very far on the other two. I feel like I'm so drawn to these patterns because of their borders, but then in the season, I feel like that's all I've worked on is the borders. So starting with this one, I thought I'm really going to put an effort to try to get some of the inside done as I'm doing the border. And then I'll be picking up Christmas at Hollyberry, and I really want to try to work on some of the inside part too this year. So I know that these are going to be projects that take a while to finish, and I'm totally okay carrying those into the next year, like the next season of that, but I would like to get more than just the border done on them. So, okay, that is all of the stitching that I have to show. And I just thank you for hanging out with me, and until next time, happy stitching. Bye.